Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Lynx here. Tuesday in the game. It's sweet fruity cake, dumpster diving, put on the hazmat suits. You will need it. That's right. I'm kinda tired, so maybe I won't be complaining so much about the game and the main character. Who am I kidding? I'll still be complaining about the main character. He's trash. Not even a minute into the video, already calling him trash. Because he is. I got up early, put on the ring. Still doing that? Really? And out of the row without eating the breakfast my mom had made for me. I had an important meeting ahead of me, or to be exact, a confrontation. Right. I mean, they don't need you there. Vlad was ready, waiting for me. Oh yeah, that was whatever. Nervously looking around. Sure, what took you so long? I checked the time on my phone, but actually arrived 5 minutes early. It's just that my body was very nervous. Everything's fine, don't worry. Are you ready to go back to school? You bet. You mentioned the phone, you know how to save my ass. Yep, I know who the real rat is. And how exactly is it going to help me? Nothing can help you now. Prepare to meet your maker. Vlad started shaking and slowly walking backwards towards the nearby house. Chill out, guys. I will explain everything now. Georgie, when I told you that I knew who the rat was, I didn't mean Vlad. Georgie raised an eyebrow in surprise. It's another guy. His name is Stan, and he isn't from our grade at all. What kind of proof do you have? Since when do you need proof to kick someone's ass, Georgie? Georgie shrugged, but decided not to argue with me. There will be proof, but it will come later. I've called you guys here so that you can resolve your conflict. But also to discuss a plan to catch our guy. So there will be payback? Sure there will. Just don't ruin everything. At the right moment I will let you know and we'll deal with the rat. Georgie looked content as he nodded in agreement. Vlad looked rather anxious as if he was unsure of the role he was supposed to play in our endeavor. So when I got to school, the angry ring of the school bell was already dragging everyone into their classrooms. Before finally putting my things on desk, I performed a daily ritual. That was necessary to remain a member of the team. I waved, nodded, winked at some people and frowned at others. What? The hell is that supposed to be? While Miss Natalie was away, the class filled up with the thunder of chatter. Everyone was chatting and enjoying the little extra break before the lesson began. Stefan, the principal wants to see you in his office. Okay, Mrs. Natalie. Slowly I started making my way to the principal's office, going through the possible scenarios of our meeting in my head. It was hard to walk and the sounds of my steps on the freshly polished floors resonated with my knees shaking. Finally, I've reached the door to the office. I stopped for a moment, took a deep breath, and knocked. It's open. Oh, Sergi, there you are. Wonderful. It was strange to hear my real name in school. For a moment I felt the cold shiver run down my spine, as if my true identity has been revealed. It will be. Hello? Inside I saw Stan. He was standing in the corner with a familiar smirk on his face. Just you before the match. Regretfully, Stan's cold. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping you'd get along. He's more of a hindrance than a help, yeah. What? The principal shook his head. I was looking for you, Professor Drummer, but it seems that you've been avoiding me. That's right. What changed? Why did you summon me? Same reason, Serge. Time. Precious time. The ring will run out of power sooner or later.
You must perform the ritual as soon as possible.
I'm working on it.
That's what Constantine kept telling me as well.
Stan looked at the principal. He seemed distressed by the mention of his name.
I'm not sure Constantine mentioned this to you, but he missed his chance.
Huh?
He had the ring but missed his only chance to perform the ritual.
He told me that his turn will come after me.
That's also true. I've decided to give him a second chance. Despite being quiet, incompetent, Constantine is very ambitious.
Professor Dormer, maybe you shouldn't.
Oh, shut up and don't interrupt me.
I don't remember his voice, whatever. Stan stopped talking.
So where was I? God damn it, I had been interrupted. I forgot what I was going to say. So, Serge, where was I?
Well, you were telling me how incompetent Stan was. Stan clenched his fists and frowned.
Yeah, right. However, Constantine is great at being an informant. He became my eyes and ears in this school very quickly.
So, he's a rat.
Well, let's not offend our friend.
Did Professor Dormer say so? What?
Alright, but you can't deny how valuable he has been to our common cause. He has helped you on multiple occasions, Serge.
Right. Help me like a hole in the head. I don't need anyone's help. Yes, you do, actually. Without anyone's help, you would fail miserably. Let's face it, that's the reality of it all. If the game didn't get in the way as well, you would fail a long time ago. But unfortunately, the game would get in the way. Sal was almost jumping, eager to get into another word fight with me.
Anyway, I decided to give Constantine a chance. And yes, I'm the one who asked him to help you, Serge. You shouldn't blame him for that. It doesn't contradict the Wizard Guild's rules, especially since I invented them myself. I don't see a problem with it.
I still have some time, right?
Freeze. A fine number. 3 days. No more. Make up your mind. There's a whole pasture of sheep around you, but instead of cutting one of them, you keep chasing them all at once.
Solid metaphor. The principal isn't the principal isn't as patient with me as he used to be. Understand, Professor? I'll get it done in 3 days.
Well, that's just great. Great.
He rubbed his hands together. Alright, now that I had gotten back on the crazy grandpa's good side, it was time to save Vic. Oh, Professor Dormer, maybe it's none of my business.
I'm pretty sure it's none of your business.
Yes, but...
What are you mumbling, man? This is unbearable. Spit it out.
Mr. Principal, I want to speak to you about Vic, my classmate. That you are planning to expel?
I knew it. Forget about it. She's out of here.
Come on, that's unfair. Georgie and I started a fight. You should expel me as well.
What about Georgie?
Well, no, you shouldn't expel him. The old man started laughing again. His rude laughter was infuriating. I clenched my fists. I felt the flame of hate burning inside of me. Realizing that he was the only one laughing, the principal began to try to get Stan to laugh with him, patting him on the shoulder. Stan reluctantly squeezed a squeaky laugh out of himself. I decided to put an end to this circus show. I assure you, Professor, she's a great student. Please, let her stay in the school. What happened was entirely my fault. The old man stood quiet.
I know very well who Vic is. Stan asked me to expel her because she kept making his job as your assistant very difficult.
You son of a bitch! What an asshole.
And don't interrupt me, I think you need help now more than ever. You're a nice boy, and that's your strong suit.
He's not.
The more righteous men we have on our side, the stronger we are. But there is a but, of course.
Isn't Serge's virginity enough of a but? Stand out the nasty girl.
Being a magician is not only about the magic power. It is a state of mind. Lies, trickery, and hypocrisy are also an integral part of your future transformation. Understand that you want to make new friends too, become part of the team, be useful to the community. But this is not how we do things, my child.
You haven't mentioned that before.
Should I have? Doesn't breaking a girl's heart and consuming her despair kind of indicate the nature of what we're doing here?
It's a hard pillow to swallow. Oh. Wait, did I say pillow? It's a hard pill to swallow. What the pillow? Oh my god. Well, pillow would be tough to swallow.
But that's the way it is. You don't do the lesser of evil for the sake of future good deeds. You do evil things to become even more wicked.
Oh, so that's how it is. The more I learn about all this, the harder it is for me to make a decision.
Probably that's why you haven't completed your task yet.
Probably I haven't yet come to the decision myself. Norman noticed that I'm getting completely lost in my thoughts, snapped his fingers to bring me back.
Well, you know what they say. You can't win more than you put on the table. The only drawback I can think of is loneliness.
I remained motionless. I still had some time to think all of this over. Vic didn't have such luxury. I took a step forward with confidence. Oh, you need me, I'm sure of it. Otherwise, you would have given the ring back to Sycophant a long time ago.
Watch your language, my child.
And if becoming one of you is my destiny, I would kindly ask you to leave Vic alone. I know. Don't interrupt me, it sounds stupid, but let it be the last good thing I do before becoming the new me. The old man frowned. He caressed his beard, trying to think of his answer to me. Stan looked at me, then at the principal.
Alright. Are you going to do what he's asking you to?
Stan smirked and clenched his teeth. The old man laughed.
I don't see why not. I could have had her expelled a long time ago if I really wanted to do it.
So what's stopping you?
You. If you go through with the ritual, Vic stays in school. If not, your lives go back to normal, sad normal life and she's out.
It's a deal, I said boldly, as if I had money control over this situation. Professor gave Stan a pat on the back so that he escorted me out and continued to snoop around probably. On my way to class, I stopped for a while near a window and looked at our schoolyard. It finally dawned on me that the fate of a wizard scared me. Its ideology was terrifying and I have never thought about it like that before. Suddenly, another thought crossed my mind. Well, if the wizards represented evil in this world, who represented good? Ordinary people? Other wizards? Women? No, that can't be right. I mean, definitely not Russians. So not you or any people in the school. Let's say that I do become a wizard. Will I be able to rebel against the bad and fight for the good? Will I be able to start a revolution? Well, unless you would start a revolution, well, that's a different case. Maybe we should get rid of the ring and that's it. Then there will be no evil, no temptation. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I would do that in the very first moment I was given that. You were given that. Whatever. No friends. To be fair, I would never allow this guy to wear this stupid ring if it was up to me. I've heard a familiar laughter coming from the girls' bathroom.
Oh, Stu. Our Stu. Yeah,
I think he is. I didn't catch the last words because I was too far from the door. Besides, there are many other Stefans here in our school. They probably weren't even talking about me. And even if they were, it's not like I was going to stand with my ear pressed against the bathroom door to listen to the girls' gossip. Why would I do that? I have dignity. No, you don't!
I'm telling you, there is something strange about him.
Oh, come on, Sorty sometimes acts weird. Who doesn't? He's a good guy, one of us. He's not a good guy.
Well, I'm not arguing with that.
So what's your point then?
I have my suspicions and I just wanted to share them with you. Have you noticed something? Well, you know what I mean.
Lisa shook her head.
Trust me, he's my boyfriend. I would have noticed a long time ago if there was something weird about him.
He's not your boyfriend. Come on.
Nobody's buying into your whole arranged marriage thing anyway, so you can drop the act.
Lisa went quiet.
And what do you think, Alice?
Alice tried to avoid her friend's gaze.
Well, he's the friendliest and kindest boy in our class.
No, he's not. He's scum. Matilda snorted.
Heh, you're right. Lisa, why are you being so stubborn? Are you really that in love with him? You don't notice anything strange about him? What the hell are you implying? Well, all of us here have a crush on him.
For some weird reason that nobody understands.
We owe it to each other to be honest about it. I refuse to talk without my attorney present.
3 birds with 1 stone. I'm on fire. Matilda smirked and poked Lisa with her finger. The redhead took a step back.
Ah! Now you understand that I see right through people. Well, if you're this insightful, why aren't suspicious about Stu at all? What did he do to deserve that?
The bathroom went silent. Matilda slapped herself across the face and started to bite her nails. She looked so perplexed, as if the most brilliant thought had just occurred to her.
One day, I met Stu near our classmate, Serge's house, the one who's been skipping school for the week, 2nd week in a row. Maybe he lives nearby. That's what he told me. But something doesn't feel right. He acted strange when I asked him whether or not he knew Serge. He tried to change the topic and hustled me off to school. He even started talking about the rat, even though he's been avoiding the topic before that. I think he was just making small talk. Nah, I don't buy it. Stu was trying to keep me from saying Serge. Who's the Serge you keep talking about?
Alice lowered her gaze.
He's a nice guy. So sweet and quiet.
He's garbage.
Yeah, so basically a loser. I need to see him because of a private investigation I'm conducting. I want to make sure he really sick or changed schools, and that he hasn't gone missing. Why would he change schools?
Matilda and Lisa looked over at Alice. She was eager to say something.
Yesterday I spoke to Vlad, a buddy of his. He said that they had a falling out and that they don't talk anymore, and has no other friends. What about Kate? They used to go for walks in the park before. That bitch won't say a damn thing unless you waterboard her or something. It's not my fault.
Suddenly, my neighbor started to cry. It seemed that she's been trying to hold the tears in for a while now.
A week ago I called him and told him that it would be best for us to not talk anymore. But he's so sensitive he must have taken it pretty badly. Well, that's horrible, Alice. You did the right thing. He's a piece of shit, so...
The journalist hugged Alice gently and wiped her tears off.
No, Alice. I think there's more to it than that. Here is what I've concluded so far.
The pose was so uncomfortable that I decided to silently change legs, but instead lost my balance and almost fell inside. Ugh, for fuck's sake, he's such a... I managed to grab on the doorknob. The door squeaked. The girl's reaction was immediate. I rushed towards the nearest corner to hide. However, no one went out to the bathroom.
Great, that means they didn't think much of the noise.
Well, it seems that my cover is about to be blown. I should try to find out how exactly it is going to happen. I put my ear to the door. The girls kept whispering.
Well, what you're saying makes sense, Matilda, but ever in 1,000 years I would have thought something like that was possible, especially today. I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm right...
Lisa moved a finger to her lips and shushed. Matilda nodded with a sorry look on her face and kept whispering.
Yeah, sorry. So what's the plan? Let's talk about later, in another place. Damn it, I missed the most important part.
Yep, you've missed the most important part probably there. I started walking away as if nothing happened. I wonder what they are up to. The girls are growing suspicious and the time is running out. I must act quick, otherwise their suspicions will only grow stronger and I will lose my chance to become someone. Or even just stay myself. I mean, you will never become someone.
Stu, you look worried. Did something happen?
Yeah, it sure did.
I'm all ears.
I lowered my voice and whispered.
I know who our rat is. Really? Who is it?
There's one guy from our school. His name is Constantine, but everyone calls him Stan. I don't think you know him.
What's his last name?
That I don't know, unfortunately. But that's really not important. What is important is that we find him and talk some sense into him. Alex seemed indecisive. He was pacing in place. He looked at as if he was summoning strength to ask an unpleasant question.
Stu, you know you're my friend, but what kind of evidence do you have on that? Stunned guy or whatever?
As I've learned from experience, the liar's ring only works on the opposite sex. I'll have to improvise. I have something our rat wants. This ring. I've shown the ring to Alex. He didn't look convinced. He frowned.
And?
I don't know why, but he wants it.
What for?
Like I've said, don't know. Why? Maybe he thinks that it belongs to him or...
Well, does it?
Of course not. It was a gift from a friend. From another school.
So one dude gave another dude a ring. Oh man, weird school you had, man. Yeah.
It is what it is. What? I was desperately trying to create another web of lies. So when I refused to give my ring to Stan, he swore he's going to get me back. Luckily, the principal warned me about him since I am new to this school. But as you know, Vic got caught up in this story. I don't know why the principal has it out for her. Maybe there's something else, I don't know. Said Alex. It was obvious he was trying to figure out whether or not my story is plausible. Being friends with Matilda definitely has had an impact on him.
Fine, I'll help you. What do you need me to do?
Well, first we need to set a trap. But don't worry about it, it's not going to be too hard. He's a weird guy, and he's constantly stalking me. Don't even ask me why.
Seriously? He's stalking you? What, even now?
I nodded. I will leave now, walk through the corridor behind the workshops, walk around the building, and then get back inside. Try to see if anyone follows me. Alex was looking stunned. I bet he kept waiting for Matilda to appear from around the corner with a trusty camera and yell, "Surprise! We've pranked you!" You will immediately know it's Stan. He's a dark-haired, pale and tall guy. Approach him and tell him that tomorrow I'll be waiting for him before first period in the chemistry lab. I would have preferred to schedule a meeting in our classroom, but unfortunately Miss Natalie was spending the night here.
But super weird.
Listen carefully. That's not all. Georgie and Vlad are also in on this with us.
Wow, the fat one as well, quite a team! Or as Matilda would probably put in, a gang!
You can call it whatever you want, but each one of us has an important part to play. Vlad, for example, will stand guard near the cellar, where justice will be served. Alex swallowed.
Well, you seem to have thought it through roughly.
Georgie will cover our back, and he will also help us drag Stan. Well, after we, how shall I put it? Put him out of action.
What?
Don't interrupt me, listen carefully. You will hide in the lab before we arrive. I'll distract him and then you will knock him out. Afterwards, we'll tie him up and drag him into the cellar. Alex opened his mouth, probably to protest against my plan, but having remembered in time why and from whom we are doing it, he decided to withdraw his complaints.
Why don't we meet him next to the cellar to begin with?
I don't want him to get suspicious.
Well, if you think it's the way to go.
I do.
Alright, boss.
Alex said it with such respect. Basically, there was no respect at all, as he truly was speaking to a leader of a gang. Imagine this idiot, Serge, being the leader of a gang. What a ridiculous idea. We said goodbye and I started my walk of deception around the school building. Just as I've suspected, my friend quickly noticed Stan and managed to distract him. Scheduling the meeting was only one part of the plan. We also need to prepare for the meeting itself. I used this opportunity to get back to school without being followed. So now I needed to perform two complicated operations that were codenamed the Lord of the Keys. I had to get the keys to the chemistry lab since our classroom was temporarily occupied by Mrs. Natalie, and I need to get the cellar keys from Kate as well. Oh no, we have to go to her. Should we? As always, the reading room of the library was empty. There were no students. The librarian wasn't at her desk either. Even she should come to work at least from time to time. Well, no one was there. No one but the ugly slut Kate. There was a whole pile of books in front of her. They were sorted by color and the size of the font. She seemed to be reading all of them at once and biting her lip. FYI, I'm doing this on purpose right now with the reading. It seemed that the yawn was not on purpose. It seemed that even a fire on an earthquake wouldn't have been a sufficient reason for her to stop reading. I stood motionless near the entrance. The room was so quiet that even my breath sounded like a hurricane that strengthened everything on its way. Kay continued to ignore me for some reason. I didn't want to disturb the peaceful atmosphere and bother her, so I kept standing still. The library door that I left unlocked suddenly made a loud noise.
Trying to hide?
Not this time. I was looking for you, you ugly wench.
Looking for me?
Kate chuckled and continued reading. Are you working on your scientific research? Having picked up on my hint, she stopped reading.
Ah, well, let me guess. You think I should try to focus on studying law because someone decided to play Law and Order?
I remember everything, Kate. Kate kept on reading. Or maybe she was just pretending to read. Do you hear me? I remember everything. Your secret lab, Vlad asleep in one of your crazy fridges, and you lying to me. Kate's face remained still. She didn't even flinch. She looked very conceited and cold-blooded.
And so what is your plan here exactly?
I could tell Matilda everything about you. Kate stood up from her chair and slowly started walking towards me. She moved so gently and graciously as if she was flying. I jumped back and assumed a defensive position.
But?
I need the keys to the cellar. If you give them to me, I'll back off for a while.
How can I be sure that you won't rat me out right now?
You cannot be sure, but at least this offers you a small chance to stay invisible for a little while longer. To be fair, we could give her one guy to experiment on.
How much longer?
I know, you're facing a trial. Matilda will get you to you sooner or later.
But she just doesn't know anything and it will stay that way if you keep your mouth shut.
Only if you let me have the key. I don't need it for long. And don't worry, I have no intention of digging in my asshole with it or opening your lap.
So I only have two options, killing you or giving you the key. I hope the key can see that a fat stream of sweat is running down the side of my face.
So do you choose?
Fine, I agree. It's just like you can get away from me anyway. But if you try to screw me, I will find you and gut you out like a pig.
Whatever you say. My heart was pounding furiously, almost breaking out of my chest. The girl got the key from her pocket and, after some hesitation, gave it to me. I'll see you tomorrow.
See ya!
While I was in the library, the teacher's lounge closed, so now I had no way of getting my hands on the second key, the one to the chemistry lab. However, I knew who could help me.
Stu, shouldn't you be home by now?
I could ask the same thing about you.
Oh, so rude, you son of a...
I've slapped myself across the face, trying to put my brain back in place. Sorry.
Don't worry, Stu. I'm alright.
Okay then, I got here just in time. I have a favor to ask.
We already discussed this, Stu. I'm not going to snitch on anyone.
It doesn't matter now. I need the key to the chemistry lab. I really need it and I can't tell you why.
I don't have it. And, well, even if I did, I wouldn't give it to you. Or to give the keys to someone else's classroom. Go ask the chemistry teacher.
You can get the key. You can get the key from the teacher's lounge. You have the key to it.
Well, aren't you cocky, Stu? What makes you think I will do that?
If you remember, you owe me one.
Because you're the most loving teacher in the world.
I mean, I would say the second one. But I don't want Stu to have too many good points with the teacher. He doesn't deserve any of the girls. And definitely doesn't deserve best of girls. You owe me, girl.
Ah, I'm sorry. I totally forgot.
The teacher lowered her gaze. I will get you your keys too. Her words made my mouth dry out. I pulled on my tie because it suddenly felt like it was suffocating me. I didn't want to destroy my relationship with my teacher, especially in such a shameful way. However, the thought of Stefan doing it instead of real me calmed me down a little, because if I fail to turn into a wizard after all, I'll be able to return to school as me, without Mrs. Natalie judging me. Because you are a piece of shit to do something like that, thinking like that. Teacher went to the third floor to the teacher's lounge and came back with the key. Here is your key. She handed the key over to me. I was ready to leave the classroom, but my teacher's begging gaze stopped me. Don't you want to hang around for a little bit? Yes, I want to. No, sorry, I can't. I bet that the first choice is so much better. But I hate stew, sorry. No, sorry, I can't. The teacher sighed and reluctantly got back to her work. I said goodbye one more time, thanked Miss Natalie for her time and left. The school was long empty. I was slowly stepping down the stairs, contemplating my kind plan. It's very important that none of my accomplices let me down, especially Vlad, whose reliability was questionable to say the least. I got home later than usual. My mom was in the kitchen, and the whole apartment smelled of whatever she was making for dinner. Father, as always, was loudly going through his tools. The clatter of iron was filling his room. From time to time I heard him utter some foul language, shouting out carefully crafted curses at inanimate objects hitting him. While my parents were busy each doing their own thing, I took off my uniform and headed to my room. Immediately called Georgie and Vlad and explained the plan to them. I also called Alex, and having made sure that everyone knew what they were supposed to do, I went to sleep. And with it being said, I also ended the episode. That's right, we'll see what that plan exactly will be when it's in play and how it plays out exactly. You know, I wonder if it is because I had a pretty lengthy break from this dumpster game, but I started feeling like I might actually want to check out the other endings, like the proper endings, because right now we are playing just to sort of... Oh, there is message skipping. So we could skip all the stuff that we've seen and we'll check out what's up with the proper endings. We'll see how it will be. We will see. For now, for this episode ends. Of course, we'll continue tomorrow. Hope you are willing to jump into the hazmat suit and join as well. If you aren't ready for something like that, subscribe, get a hazmat suit, and jump with us to this dumpster. I think it's sort of worth it. Especially if you like me insulting the MC, but yeah. Like the video if you enjoyed it. That would be much appreciated. Comments. You can tell me what do you think would happen if we stayed with the teacher. Yes, that's it. There is Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram in the description if you're into this stuff, and I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye bye.